Okay, so this is for everybody who had asked about my son, Cooper. Forgive me, I'm quite nervous actually. As much as I've been wanting to do this video, I am so nervous to do this video, mainly because I know that not everybody is going to be a fan of me. Not everybody is going to have positive things to say. Not everybody is going to be loving and supportive and whatever else. But I'm doing it for my son. I'm doing it to get his story out there. I'm very open about my son. Always have been, always will be. Because it's his story. It was his journey. And if not to help people learn about some of the things that, I never knew about before I experienced them, to make worthwhile what he went through, what we went through, me and him. So here it is. This right here, this is a binder. I'm not sure exactly how big it is, but here's a picture of me and him. This is all the information on all of his medical diagnosis. Every time I would get new information or they'd tell me something new, I would research it, print it out. I also have 2 manila folders, but my lawyer has them at the moment, so we are just going to go from here. So basic backstory. I have 2 other children before my son Cooper, 2 girls. Neither of them have the same father as my son or as each other. The only 2 that have the same father are my last 2. I guess that's relevant in some way, but yeah. So when I met Cooper's father, I was in really kind of like a rut in my life, and I wasn't sure what was going on with my older 2 children. Different time. If you guys want to know more about that, let me know, and I will do another video on that. But I wasn't sure what was going on with my older 2 girls. And I was struggling with addiction. And honestly, I didn't think anything would ever come of the situation with his father. I thought he was just going to be somebody to get high with. But he said all the right things, did all the right things at the right time. And so I was like, I like this. And I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. And he was really nice. He was really sweet, really good to me until I got pregnant. We chose to have our son. Like, we actively chose to get pregnant. Again, it was my 3rd child, his first. As far as I know, he doesn't have any other children since our son, besides the child that we miscarried after our son. Again, different time. However, so I got pregnant in March of 2017. I found out I was pregnant. And immediately things changed. Immediately he became being violent, controlling, abusive, physical, mental, you name it. It was hell. And I just kept thinking, once my belly gets big, he'll be like, oh, it's real, you know, and he'll go back to the way it used to be. Once he sees an ultrasound, he'll be like, oh, you know, I'm really going to be a dad, and it'll change. Once the baby's born, you know, like I just kept making excuses, I guess is what you would say. But the further it progressed, the worse things got. Eventually it became so bad that I left him. I got a protection from abuse order, and I went into a shelter for battered women. And we remained apart as like a couple, like we weren't together the remainder of my pregnancy. And I am diabetic. I'm a type 2 diabetic, which causes its own issues to pregnancy and unborn children. I have a higher chance of having a very tiny baby. I have a higher chance of having a very big baby, or even a higher chance of having a stillborn. And I had high blood pressure. I was like borderline pre-eclamptic, I guess is what it was called. So I was doing twice weekly non-stress test, which is where they take you in, and they just hook you up to the monitor and they listen to the baby's heartbeat. I guess I don't really need to explain this because everybody who asks is already moms. But yeah, I was doing twice weekly NSTs, and